Hi, I'm Olivia, and welcome to Engineering in Real Life, where I explore the real-world design process to inspire the next generation of engineers through shared experiences and guidance. Today, I'm interviewing mechanical engineering student Charlotte Podmore at University of Colorado Boulder in her second year, where she'll discuss her journey choosing engineering and what her experience has been like so far. We'll just start off by just introduce yourself.
Okay, sounds good. My name's Charlotte. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student at CU Boulder. I'm almost done with my second year, so I'm almost the third year. I have 2 years left, and I'm currently working in biomedical robotics during the summers.
What made you choose engineering as your field of study?
I think the degree itself is super versatile. So tons of people go into engineering and don't actually do engineering with it. It's just a very powerful degree. It's so hard to get, but the benefit is so good. Obviously you can go into engineering and research and design and product development, but it also opens so many doors because it just proves to companies in the workforce that you're capable of really hard things. So it makes those more advanced opportunities easier to get.
And did you always know you wanted to be an engineer, or was there a specific moment where it really inspired you?
Yeah, I feel it was kind of mixed because I've always been really good at math and science, and people are always you want to play to your strengths, and so I knew that wasn't going to be a more liberal arts focused path for me personally. But there's engineering is such a broad term, and STEM as well. There's all the healthcare side of things, and obviously engineering as well. So I was kind of between the two for a while, and then I was in high school, and I was taking more upper division level math and science, and I was I think first getting an engineering degree would be the best first step to open doors for more opportunities I want, because I definitely want to focus more on the hands-on building and helping companies grow. So I think the engineering degree was the best way to do that. So I feel there was kind of a moment, but it was kind of over a long period of time before I realized that that's probably the right next step for me.
And you knew that you were good at math, so then that kind of held you into that engineering pathway. But would you say you use math and those skills in high school a lot in your classes and hands-on projects?
Weirdly, yes, because everyone in high school is don't worry, you're never going to use this ever again, and that was the biggest lie I've ever been told. I use the math I learned in high school every single day. I'm almost done with all my math credits, and I've taken up through differential equations, linear algebra. I've done all the calculus classes you can take, and you're always deriving, you're always integrating. Basic physics is everywhere. I'm if you can understand basic algebra, basic geometry, you're gonna be totally fine. But it was such a lie. People were telling me you never use this, it's not important. I'm using it every day. So the stuff you learn through junior year, if you're taking upper division math in high school, you're probably not gonna use it again. But your basic algebra 1, algebra 2, trig, geometry, use it every day. Same with basic physics. Physics 1 material, it's everywhere, sadly, because it sucks, but it is everywhere, so it's important to learn.
But would you say it would be necessarily good at math in order to do engineering, or
honestly, no. I don't think you really need to be that good at probably anything, because there's always a thing where it's you're never the smartest in the room, but you're never the most dumb in the room either. You're always floating in the middle, and there's people that math, they suck at math and they still get an engineering degree. It's more just you gotta have the drive and the perseverance to admit that you're bad at it and just keep going. That's a big part of the degree, is being oh, that sucked, okay, we just gotta keep going.
Oh yeah, I see. So it's all trial and error, so you just gotta acknowledge the faults, And that brings me to the next question. What has been your favorite favorite hands-on project you have been assigned, and did you face any problems with it or things like that?
Yeah, definitely. So in my, I think it was second semester freshman year, I was in a CAD class, so that's online computer aided design, and so you basically make these drawings in software, and then usually you send those off to machinists in the real world, and they'll go make your parts for you based off your drawings and the dimensions that you put down. But the whole project for that class is that we were supposed to make our own drawings, print our own drawings, and then take them to the manufacturing lab. So CU, we have tons of lab spaces, but we have a mechanical engineering specific one where we have these things called lathes and mills, which are just big machines that basically every company uses to manufacture their parts. And so we were supposed to take our drawings, take them to the lab, and then manufacture all of our parts by hand, which was so challenging because I had never used those types of machines before. and then it was an engine. I don't know if I said that. We were supposed to make an engine. And so then we put the engine together, and then we like raced them against the other teams to like see whose engine could run the longest without like any assist. So it was a whole semester long project. It was really fun because it was like tons of new stuff that I'd never done before, but so challenging because of the same reason. So it was definitely a lot of like trial and error, messing up, having to redo it, lots of time in the lab. But then it was so rewarding because then you're holding this engine that you literally built completely from scratch, and we didn't lose the race. So that was also great.
Wait, but you won it? Or like...
It became like we were close to winning. Like we made it to the final round, but then we lost finals. So I'll take it.
That's like really good though.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, thank you. It was so fun.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Okay, and then what has your experience been like so far? And were there any challenges or things that you didn't expect in school?
Yeah, I feel like my experience so far has been really positive. I feel like a lot of people here at CU have really positive experiences in school. My professors are great. Like, definitely one of the biggest pluses how great the professors are. They have like tons of office hours. Like, they're really good at emailing back. It makes showing up to class easy, I would say. Like, of course, the coursework is hard, but I'd say if anyone's planning to go into engineering, like, don't think it's gonna be easy. Like, I kind of came into college with the mindset that, like, I'm expecting it to be hard. So then when it was hard, I wasn't, like, completely taken off guard. And of course, I have classes that are, like, I spend a lot more time doing than other classes, but it's honestly fun because it's at least content that I enjoy doing. I would say there's definitely challenges, like getting used to being the only girl in the room a lot of the time. Boulder has a really good like ratio for male to female, but it's spread out through the whole engineering department. So like there's a lot more women in like biomedical, there's some in chemical. Like, those are like the biggest fields for women to be in engineering. And if you go to like aerospace or civil or mechanical, those are really male dominated. So I think it just comes like down to like even when I'm in class, like I'm still trying to prove myself that I like deserve to be there. It's like no one's putting that extra pressure on you, but it's still like getting used to it because I feel like in high school everything's really 50-50. So then when you show up to your first day of college, you're like, wow, like I'm the only one that looks like me in here. Like it's a little daunting, but it just makes you work harder, honestly, which is good in some cases. But I feel like that was the only biggest challenge because it wasn't what I was used to, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah. What advice would you give to people who are thinking of pursuing a degree in engineering?
I would say totally do it. Like, I know some people are like, I don't know, like it's a really hard degree and I don't really know what I'd do with it. But if anyone has like any ounce in their brain of like maybe I should do it, like I'd say at least try. A lot of like the basic stuff you take like your first year is like credits that will transfer to like any STEM major ever. So it's like, if you try it and you hate it, then that's that and you gave it a shot. But it's like one of the most rewarding things I think you can ever really do for yourself, just because it's such a flexible degree. And it's like if you're going to spend 4 years and a lot of money to pay for college, you obviously want like the best degree you can get, like that you enjoy, but also like for your future career. And I think like a lot of people in engineering, like it just gives you that basis for almost everything. Like it makes you a really good problem solver and a really good critical thinker. And if you have those two aspects, then like you can really do anything. So I'd say definitely do it. Like it's hard, don't expect it to be easy, but everyone is also doing it with you. Like all your peers are doing the exact same thing, so you're surrounded by a really good support system.
And you talked about how if you go into engineering, you can still do a lot of other things like after that. It doesn't have to do with engineering. What do you plan? Or I don't know if you're sure. Like
what am I planning to do, like post-grad kind of? Yeah, okay, so currently I have most of my experience is all in like the biomed field, which a lot of people ask me like, why aren't you just majoring in biomedical engineering then? And it's because that mechanical is so broad, and so I feel like I'm learning like almost everything over like a little bit of everything. So that's just I don't know, I feel like it's really applicable, and if like, midlife crisis, want to change paths a little bit, then I still like I'm able to. So I'm working on a lot of like handheld robotics and like autonomous surgery. And I really enjoy doing that, so I currently plan to go into like the more biomedical field. Definitely probably starting off in like more like hands-on stuff, so like research design, like testing, and team management, and then like hopefully like as my career progresses, I want to like get into the more management side of things, so like big company timelines, and stuff like that. But that's what I want to do personally.
Thank you for your time, and like thank you for all your responses. So that was
of course.
Cool. Some key takeaways I gained from my conversation with Charlotte were how math is used a lot in engineering coursework. This really excites me because math is one of my favorite subjects in school. However, when it comes to hard skills like these, there are always going to be people who are better than you and worse than you. Charlotte emphasizes that the most important thing she's realized is to admit when you're bad at something and keep trying. Ultimately, the skill of perseverance will get you farther. It's really inspiring for me to think about it this way because I often catch myself reminiscing on things I did wrong. So it's important to remember to keep trying. Charlotte also talked about her overall experience at University of Colorado Boulder. It's a good school with a good curriculum, great professors, and plenty of hands-on projects. Charlotte is more of a hands-on learner, and since she found the school to be a right fit for her, it really interests me to look into it as well. Overall, throughout our conversation, I learned how versatile and foundational engineering is. If you are back and forth on whether to do engineering, then just give it a try, Charlotte says. Engineering makes you a good problem solver and a good critical thinker, and with those two things, the possibilities are endless from there.